So we're back with Bryan Danielson's AEW run, and we're on match number 26, which is the Dynamite match against Wheeler Yuta 1v1. Now, obviously, Wheeler Yuta's had his match previously against Moxley and Bryan, and he'd done a great show, so this is his return against Bryan. And obviously he has the intention and want to join the now crowned BCC. So I was excited going into this match because I've never actually seen this match 1v1. I've seen the other one, which I want to talk about one day. It's phenomenal. And I'm a big Yuta guy. Obviously, I'm a big Bryan guy. This just made the most sense. It's super good. It's very good to see Yuta so primitive. He just oozes potential. And that's what I love about this. He oozes all of the potential you could imagine from the guy. I love how they really portray him as like someone with true iron will. It's just lacking the odd little thing of experience. Like, there's a point in the match where the crowd are cheering for Yuta, like going, Yuta, like all going mad. And he smiles, he takes it in a bit, and then Bryan just goes, fuck. Like, Bryan just basically goes, okay, fuck that, you're not upstaging me, and feels like disrespected. And I kind of like that. Like, Yuta taking that aberration instead of still like being able to be focused and being basically a bully, brutal killer that Bryan and Moxley are. I love how that's portrayed. I love how Yuta's in this match. I think this is a lot. Obviously, it is a lot about Yuta. Yuta's very, very well protected in terms of his character. He's very determined, and he's a good wrestler. That's the main thing I think people do forget about Wheeler Yuta. He's a great wrestler. Technically, he's no level to Bryan, obviously, but like Jesus, he's great. The amount of like the reversals, the movements he can just chain together with Bryan is nuts. And that's not including the basic resilience. Like, there's when Bryan's about to kick his head in later in the match, he spits in his face fully, and Bryan's kicking his head in with the spit on his face. It's fucking sick. And it's not even including the chops. The chops Bryan's giving him, and he just doesn't go down. He's yelling at him. I love it. It's not as defiant as his other match that we all know about, which again we'll talk about another day. Which is not. I think it's his next match after this, weirdly. But in general, I just think everything about Yuta here worked for me. It sets up a lot. Like, obviously, it's a bit different because we know where this shit's going. But it's like, I love how they really, at that time, even back then, it looks like they really took care into how portraying, like, even Regal on commentary going, I like Wheeler Yuta. And, like, every time there's small things going on where Yuta's basically getting his ass kicked by Bryan. And Bryan's going, and Regal's basically going, no, you don't understand. Like, I'm telling you all now, that's different. There's something there. And I'm like, oh, I love that. I really like how they respected Yuta at this point in time. And I kind of yearn for it again. I do. I feel like I've made a video on Yuta before, but it's like, he's such a very interesting wrestler to me because I think he's great. I do. I think this match proves it, regardless of how long ago it was. I just think with Yuta, he's a very, very good wrestler. Like, he's such a good guy in terms of having from ring, reliable, technically great. There's just something so, not simple about him, but so very like old school in a way. Like, there's just something there with Yuta, and this is even about this iteration and modern iteration of Yuta. There's something there, and when he's like presented in certain ways, honestly, like this one, it's nailed. I do, and obviously Bryan elevates it. I love how Bryan visibly gets pissed. I love how Bryan's determination grows. Like, once they start chanting Yuta in that match, he's like, okay, fuck this. And starts going a bit more brutal. Like, the slap in the face, the chops. And, like, Yuta's selling them, but he's getting, like, more and more resilient. He's selling the pain, but he's also still staying firm and still staying, like, resilient. And that's what I really think is very good by Yuta here. Is that he's not just selling or being defiant. He's really found, like, the middle tone of it. And I thought that was excellently executed. The technicability of the match was good. The speed was good. It was only about 10 minutes. But I like how they really made... It's the most Bryan's been tested by someone we, like, besides, like, a Moxley or a Suzuki, in his AEW, or a Kenny in his AEW run. Like, it's a really good match. I like how it's Bryan being forced to go to another level and, like, and step it up in terms of when these... At this point, Yuta didn't even get an entrance, so he's kind of a jobber, if you want to be honest. It's... Like, to compare it to that, it's It's unusual for Bryan. That's what makes you feel like they really conveyed how Regal's viewing him, going, there's something there. There's something there with Yuta, and there obviously is. But Bryan, I mean, you can't look Bryan like I love how Bryan does obviously his curved arch pin, and then Yuta does it as well, but he folds his arms and does it on his head. I'm like, see, that's the stuff I like, where Yuta's got it, but he just needs to be basically whittled down without all this, not personality, but all this bravado, for lack of a better term. I feel like that's what really sums it up with Yuta. Obviously the kicks and that, like, he does a lot of reversal. Like, he reverses Bryan's kick in the head in, and everyone's like, oh shit, so like the crowd love Yuta here. This is very much his moments, and that's what I really like about the match. I think it really executes what it needed to do very well. The match itself was really fun. Like, I like technical wrestling, obviously, Bryan, but like, I love how they made it a technical wrestling, but still not a, very much even though they do the spot where, like, he's got him pinned and then he'll go like that and then that. I like how during it Bryan is kneeing Yuta in the stomach. I love all stuff like that. Like, it's a very much a match where you watch it and you're like, okay, the small things are what you're getting here, especially with Bryan, but also with Yuta, even though he's getting his ass beat for most of it. It's just, how well does he take that ass beat? And like, the Defiant's yelling at him, spitting in his face on his finisher. Yuta does end up obviously losing the match. He doesn't tap though in like the Moxley match, the tag match, sorry. He basically gets choked out, and I thought that was excellent. I thought, again, as a match I've never seen, and a match I know the outcome of in terms of like the grand scheme of things, I didn't expect to enjoy it this much, and I did. I thought it was excellent. And it's always weird for me to go back to watch these iterations of Yuta, obviously Bryan and Moxley. It's so mad to me, because I still love it, but it's like, it's not that I hate it now, but it's just so wild, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this is what we had, and it's that good. I love it. I really do. I love this match. I thought it was just, maybe not just for the in-ring stuff, but just I love this match for what it was for me as a Yuta fan, as a Bryan fan, everything about it. I really just loved going back to watch this. I really enjoyed this one. I didn't expect to do this much, but I really did. And it makes me yearn for this more singles guy competitive Wheeler Yuta. And obviously I miss Bryan, but that's the thing I really noticed with this match. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Bryan versus Yuta on AEW Dynamite, match number 26 for the guy. What did you think of the match? Have you seen it? What's your thoughts on Wheeler Yuta and Bryan as a whole? Let me know, because, again, I like this shit.